So I didn't prepare you for this at all. So thanks for just.
No, you're
in.
good.
So because you're somebody who's like on the radar. You're a rising star that's like got a lot of promise and a lot of excitement around you being who you are. You got the look, you got the ethic, you got the drive, you're doing the right stuff. So it's really exciting and I like to capture you at the beginning of your journey here.
All right.
Although I know your journey began a while ago, but it's the newer part of your journey here with us, right? So, and the big news and the best part of it all is you just passed your test yesterday. Congratulations, that's
Thank you
awesome.
so much.
One
Thank
step
you.
closer to doing that. So I'm gonna just. There's no right answers to any of this. I'm just kind of just trying to get a feel so I can understand you more, because it's really important for me to know more about you.
Okay.
I love your background with your family. Your family you grew up in the restaurant business. Did you grow up with that? Has that been your whole life?
So I grew up. My family, the restaurant has been in my mom's side of the family. Like it's been her I think her cousins, if I'm not mistaken, or her uncles, and then they sold it over to my mom. So that we've been there ever since. It's been there for 20 plus years now. Okay. So it's just been a little kid running around in there and stuff. Yeah.
So you've always been around the restaurant doing something, odd job stuff. You work
just
there
helping
too.
out, doing doing the register, peeling snow peas or whatever. Just
Peeling snow peas.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Like the ends.
What's your favorite thing to do there?
Oof, that's hard to say. Being there all the time, it's I don't know. Maybe interacting with customers. Sometimes it's cool. Just talking to them. They have some of them are really nice. You know, when they're not complaining about an order. But yeah, they're most of them are really cool. It's nice talking to them too. A lot of them has seen me grow up, so it's a lot of old customers come in and just really nice to talk to them again.
It's your whole life. They've been around.
Right.
People have been coming a long time. What's your least favorite thing to do?
Ooh, least favorite. Probably clean up at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all cleaning and stuff like that. It's
the kitchen
not so
area,
fun. Yeah.
Not the cleaning part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. What's your favorite food there? Or food, whether it's there or at home? Because it's probably.
That's hard to say. Maybe at the restaurant, I would say the General Tso's chicken. That one's really good. It's just generic, or kind of like the orange chicken, but it's just not it doesn't have the orange flavor. Mm-hmm. So it's still spicy, kind of sweet. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Make me hungry.
That's
yeah. And does your mom cook at home too? Obviously.
Yeah. My dad is the one that cooks mainly at home.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
my mom, she takes care of more the business side, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then my dad is does the chef at the restaurant too, so he cooks at home as well. And one of my favorite dishes that he makes is this sliced potatoes. So he'll cut potatoes into very very thin slices and kind of blanch them until they're not soft, but there's still a little crunch to them, and then he'll stir fry them with what is it, peppers and stuff like that, and it's kind of sour and spicy. It's really good.
You made me hungry. I'm a foodie. I love food. Yeah, so I have to go there. What's the name of the restaurant?
Jasmine's Chinese.
And where is it?
It's on Radio in Santa Barbara. It's in the Berkshire Plaza.
Yeah, I know where it is. Okay. And I'm ashamed that I haven't eaten there yet. I've been here a while, so I'm sorry. I'm going to make that happen, I promise, because
no worries.
I love food. And, I saw you eating last week with chopsticks. Do you always eat with chopsticks?
Yeah, at home. They make us to eat with chopsticks. So even speak Chinese and stuff just to keep up with the culture, so we don't lose.
Speak?
Yeah, speaking at home and stuff.
Really? Wow. So you have perfect English,
right?
And you also speak.
Right. Except for reading and writing in Chinese, though. That's a completely different ball game right there.
Can't read or write in Chinese. Can your family?
Yeah. Yes, they can.
They can. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're bilingual. Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know that because you're such perfect English. So you were raised. They spoke both in the house.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. More cool stuff about you. How did you end up going to hair school? What was that? What got you there?
So originally I went to school, or I wanted to go to school for fashion, and I wanted to go to FIT in New York, but my parents wanted me to go to college route, so I did radiology for a little bit, and that didn't work out so well for me. I was pretty miserable doing that, and not something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
My dad was the one, he gave me the idea after that was saying, hey, why don't you get into hair? He's like, you're always like looking at hair pictures, like inspo for yourself and stuff like that. And you're always talking to your hairstylist, like, why don't you get into hair? I was like, that's not a bad idea. And he's like, you know, like you're still gonna be in like the realm of like styling and like fashion and all of that as well. So it's just like not a bad idea. So I tried it, got into it, and I ended up really liking it, especially like the hair cutting part of it.
Like hair cutting, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love to hear the stories of how you got to where you are, like what got you there. And so many in this industry, especially the parents or families or culture wants them to go to the college route.
Right.
And especially when you have a passion for art and fashion, and you resist that, and you have to break out of that. You know, you make them happy for a little while, but you know it's not your calling. You know, and then you
eventually you gotta just let them know. You know.
Yeah, and you did that. That's
Yeah.
cool. So I know you have to work a little harder to get to that side of it too. But it's cool that your dad then guided you to where he guided you to. Yeah, cool that. I mean, sounds like a hardworking, great guy. Like literally.
He is. They both are. Yeah, they both really are. They work their asses off. And
Yeah. I can see it's in you as well. You know, I can see it's who you are too. What and your favorite part of the business is haircutting.
Right.
Really love that.
So I really like the hair cutting,
Styling,
cutting.
yeah. How much of that did you get to do while you were at school?
So I feel like we got to do quite a bit of it. More hair cutting than like I would say like highlighting retouches. At our school, we actually like had clients come in, so we were actually able to get hands-on experience.
Yeah.
And so like hair cutting wise, we weren't able to necessarily do like whatever like we wanted. Obviously, it's like whatever the client asked for. So you were usually like one length, like no layers or like minimal layers in their hair, stuff like that. Nothing like crazy or
Yeah. Do you have somebody who you admire, follow, or look up to in the haircutting world?
I do. There's a few artists in that are based like in New York and stuff that I look really into. They do like mainly like Asian hair, so like they like style, cut, like color and stuff too.
Yeah.
And it's like really like I think it has like more of that grungy, edgy type of style that I really like.
Yeah.
That I look into.
Yeah. Cool. You got to start building your portfolio, though. So you got to get those in here. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. It was really important that I wanted to talk to you. Oh, I know. So, what has your journey been like so far here at Robert of Philadelphia? Because you sought us out. You came
Right.
here and you were.
So I actually heard about you guys from my hairstylist. I was asking her like where are like a few places that do like apprenticing programs where I can like further my own education and like before I get on the floor, I don't want to like jump right into the floor right out of school. And she recommended me 2 spots and one of them was here. So I came here, checked it out, and I really liked it, and everybody was super nice from like the get-go. So like really really welcoming, and I really liked that, and like the environment was really nice. So decided like why not give it a try, and I really liked it up.
And how's it been so far?
Amazing. I really like it here. Just like I said, everybody treats you so well. It's like really fair. It's like you learn a lot too, just like from everybody. They're so willing to like help each other out, teach and stuff like that.
Cool. Well, I admire you. I think, you were open-minded enough to say, like, I want more training, I want more development, I want to grow more. And, not everybody is that way out of school and, just that committed or passionate about it.
Right.
That I'm really going to do whatever it takes. So I admire you for that. That's
Thank
cool.
you so much. Thank you.
So you weren't here in August when we talked about the year, we had that meeting. You started not long after that, and then Monday we were at the event we did on Monday. So what were your takeaways from that? What were things you took home from that?
So, like I learned a lot. Like also, I feel like what you talked about yesterday was or on Monday. I also like needed to work on like not being as shy about like telling them about like the products that we're using and introducing them to like new stuff as well. And then hearing some of the things you had to say on Monday, it's like I feel like educated me some more and being able to tell them about and like being able to explain to them why and like the goods and the bads about like certain stuff about for their hair.
Yeah.
So I think that was really nice.
Yeah.
And like learning about the 6 steps too, just because like when I first started, wasn't introduced to it.
No way, right? Yeah.
I just kind of
right.
like followed like what I saw around like the
Yeah.
salons. So.
Yeah, good point. Good to bring that up because literally we don't have anything in place to educate you on those.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to know what you're supposed to be doing if you don't know what there is? And yeah, that's something we need to work on. So I'm glad you shared that with me. You know, that being a sponge for that too. It's important for me to know like what you need, and that was something that anybody new here is going to need. Like, hey, what do you expect of me? Like,
right.
what is needed from me? So, you're well, let's see, where are you at with what are you guys doing in class right now? What's happening?
So we just had our first foiling class. We did finish the root retouch, and then I think the color class, and we're doing the first foiling class that was on Monday. Next Monday will be the second foiling class, and then the following Monday after that will be models. So
okay,
I think that'd be maybe the end of the color class. I'm not sure.
Okay, all right, good. All right, well, if make sure, I want you to know that if there's anything that we're not doing that we promised, or you're not progressing in a way that you need to, or there's something that needs to be adjusted, or you have a question about something, please make sure that we know. Like, it's really important for you to know that there's always a line of communication. There's always the way we might be doing something today. We may not even have a reason or a justification for it. We maybe need to look at things differently or see things differently. So we're always open to feedback and being open about what it is that somebody's needs are. So in order for us to have people here that succeed over time, like, it's really important for me that everybody grows financially. Your bank account's got to grow emotionally, professionally. As a stylist, you got to grow spiritually, whatever that is for you, that you grow in all ways, so that I know that for any relationship to last over time, whether it's a marriage or a boyfriend, girlfriend, or a business or a partnership, whatever it is, there's got to be communication. So for these people who've been around for a long time, you know, they've hit walls and, you know, had times where they didn't love everything and things weren't going their way, but you know, we've always found a way to get through that to the other side. So it's not always just like, well, I have to go to the grass looks really green over there, I'm going to have to go over there to get what I want.
Right.
You know, sometimes we'll shift how we're doing things here. You know, I don't always have all the answers. We're always looking to grow and evolve too. So know that there's always a two-way option there. It's not only one way that we do it. We have a guidance and a guide and a way to do things, but you know, I know there's just a lot of great feedback about you, a lot of great things you're doing, and you know, I was just watching you out there with the guests when you were putting pre-guard on her, and just your gentle touch with that elder woman and your way with people is really great. So I you know, a rising star in the making happening right here. So I'm glad we got this on camera to say this is official. So I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And thank you. Thanks for making it happen with that test, man. That's a big part of it.
For sure.
Great job. All right, brother.
Thank you.
Hey, what do you think what do you think it's about? What have you heard?
I haven't really like talked to anybody about it.
You didn't hear about Andy being in here?
No,
I mean, tell you?
I think I've heard Andy did it, and then that's about it.
Okay. So I wanted to get a deeper dive into what your takeaways were from Monday.
From Monday?
Yeah.
Basically, like, I have a short-term memory. Just basically like how it is really important to do like the 6 steps. I've kind of had noticed that when I was transitioning to like the floor days and stuff like that, some of the clients that I've been doing weren't really coming back, and so I was trying to figure out like, oh, why aren't they coming back? Maybe I'm just, you know, not teaching them the right products to put on their hair, like not teaching them how to put the product correctly, or just having like a conversation basically, because I'm really shy. So just getting out of my shell, just talking about products, honestly, and like shampoos.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So that's probably one piece, but I think you pointed to it, like coming out of your shell, and part of getting related is you're having a conversation about not just because if you started about just products, so this is sort of an inquiry. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong to this, but I'm just sort of like exploring with you, like developing a relatedness with them, so that there's a rapport, so that when you get to the point where you're having the conversation with them about what the products are that you're using, so being shy naturally and being concerned, and I don't know your thought process, but I imagine sometimes it can be intimidating if you have somebody there who's new and you're trying to please them and you're doing a haircut that maybe is, you're confident in, but it's, if she makes a funny look on her face, you think that maybe there's something that happened to you, the way you did something with her, and because you're being sensitive to the, who the human is there too. So you've got a lot going on to build that relationship. You got the technical part, you got the relationship part, and you got the other. So you were looking for yourself as to what might be missing. I'm putting words in your mouth as to why some people weren't coming back. Have you ever asked them?
No. I mean, I've wanted to like reach out to some of them.
Yeah.
Because I know some of them are like really nice. Like I thought that they were gonna come back and stuff like that.
Yeah, it seemed like the vibe was good. Everything was gut flowing, and then they didn't.
And then they didn't.
Yeah.
So it was just like, oh, what happened? Like, did I do something wrong? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
But you haven't asked.
No.
Okay. All right. So it's just something for us to explore together as we go kind of on this journey. You mentioned to me last time we talked, last week when we were working with Lisa, also about that practice had gone out of, you hadn't been doing the practice of sharing about the products and bringing the products to the front. So that was when you were working with her. And did you see you were doing that with every one of your guests anyway, or no?
Some of the guests, yes, but I some of the guests didn't really matter with the shampoo, because they're just like, oh no, I don't use shampoo and stuff like that, or no, they'll be like, I don't use conditioner or something like that, and then I'll put the product in there up front, and then
okay, so you still do that part.
Yeah.
Okay, but for the guests that you're doing, if we had 20 out of 223, there were guests that weren't getting that. So I don't have your exact numbers, but did you see where you weren't doing that? So weren't doing some of the 6 steps?
Sometimes only because I think I'm rushing it too with the time and stuff like that. So I'm just not thinking about it. Yeah. But sometimes I am thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna be using this and that. Explain to them. And then when I come up to them to blow dry, I'm like, I'm using this, the volume infusion and the straight and smooth on your ends.
Tell me about the volume infusion.
The volume infusion just basically just builds up the body for any client that has fine hair or medium hair, or basically clients that are struggling for that don't have that volume in their hair.
Yeah.
So
fine hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a must-have for somebody who has hair like that,
yeah.
right? That's a guaranteed product. It's gonna be it's gonna do the trick for somebody like that, right? I mean, I get that from you, and you telling me about it. Yeah. So that's great. So that's one of your go-tos.
One of my go-tos is the surf spray. So what I do with the surf spray, I just spray it on the root, and I just kind of massage it a little bit, just on this area where I want the body to really, build, I guess. Yeah.
And that gives you volume.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's another one of products that you love?
The Keratin Smooth, the pink bottle.
Why?
Because it really like smooths out and it cancels out the frizz on
Yeah.
the ends.
Yeah.
I only put it on the ends. I don't put it anywhere else. Yeah.
How you just said that. How you just said what it does and the smile you got when you got excited about what it does. If you're sharing that with guests, that level of sharing, like that's not weird. That's like I'm excited about it. I like this. Look what it does. Like that is what educating is. It's simply just sharing what you love and why you love it. Like, oh, look at this. Watch this. What this is going to do. You're actually including them in why you're using it and what it does. And that's the part of it. So that doesn't make it weird. When you go, oh, I have to talk about products, then you think in your head, well, then it becomes a step rather than a natural thing. Ooh, let me show you this. Like, I'm going to be using this because this is one of our newer products that I love, and this is what it does, and watch this. That's what that part is. Like it's simply sharing your passion or your enthusiasm around using it. That's what it's going to do for your hair. Because you get these frizzies, especially in the humidity. Oh, it's going to solve that for you. That's it. It's what you did at the chair. Here's this thing. My father used to do this thing where he would say, yeah, this is the Kerasmooth. It's gonna, or it's gonna make your ends great. It's gonna, you're gonna not have any more frizz. And he would spray some on his hand, and then he would hand it to the client, and he would let them hold it while he finished the hair, and they're holding it. Like he's doing the hair, and they're just still holding the product. And you may need more, take it back, put some more in if you do, and then hand it back to them. And they've held it all that time.
And they're just reading with their
yeah,
arms,
they're just hanging
like
on,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Like why not? They're just sitting there anyway. Just another, tool or way that you can engage with them.
I think you've mentioned in the meeting about just having our station empty and just putting in the products there, just so they could just stare at it, for a good
That's
while.
what I'm using.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what one of the things that Eliza did last week was she was taking right from the, as an associate, she was taking right from the, as soon as she finished their shampoo, and she went back to the station, she would pull the products off the shelf of what she used, put them at the station. So as a stylist, the stylist could do that too, like whether they were the back bar or they were the two products that they used, the shampoo and the other. Hey, listen, get them to the seat. I'm going to pull those over, grab them off the shelf and put them. If you got a lot of time, it's something you could do to just put them there in front, like what you're saying. I think that's
Right.
great. Like, why not put that in as a practice? This is what I use. These are the two products. And let them hang out there with you. Let them hold them. Let them touch them. Let them feel them.
Right.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, Marina was talking about that. Yeah. Yeah, good. That's something you could play with, and I could check in with you about as you do that. Okay, good. Any, look, you're still holding it. I love it. Any other takeaways from Monday? Did you work yesterday?
Did I? Oh, yeah, I did. I was assisting Ludby and Pascal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how were the results for yesterday? Do you know?
I don't know, but I was aware of just like bringing the products in. Some of them, yeah, but some of them I didn't because I didn't really like talk about it to them because I was like in a rush. Like I said, I've always like just in a rush, just not thinking about it and just just worrying about the next client, just shampooing and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. So, are you gonna work on that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The next time you're being a co-stylist or an associate with a stylist, I would like for you to try the thing that Eliza did, where you pull you bring the guest over to the station, say, excuse me 1 minute, you go pull the products off the shelf. In front of the stylist, you say, this is what I used on her, the two products that whatever, the shampoo and the conditioner. That will usually what happened last week when we experimented with this, then the stylist has to reaffirm because they'll go, do you like these? Are these good? Is she right? That's what happened there. And then they would say, yeah, that's a great product. That's what I told her to use. That's great. So that's one more thing that affirms that. So will you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, as I'd like to see the results of that, how that goes as we experiment with this and sort of, make sure that our we fine tune and tweak the ways that we can make these work so that people get served, they know what to use. If you think about that number, we had 5% out of 21,000 visits only 5% of the people left here with a product, but they're buying it from somewhere else. Like 95% of the people are going somewhere else.
Right.
We're just not giving them the option. Now, the interesting thing that happened with Eliza was when she worked with her stylist, and she did it that way, where she put the product on the station. Every day she did that, those stylists were effective. Three out of six. I think it was like 50% of the guests ended up buying a product because it was so much easier for them. It was already there. They already knew about it. It wasn't a last minute thing. Once the cape comes off, their mind is on their next thing. You know, once they take their smock off or the cape off, they're not really thinking like, do I want to have a conversation about any of that? No, they've already had it. It's already there. They've made up their mind usually right in the chair when they have it. So with your guests and with their guests, something to experiment with. And then when Zach and I are back here in a week, I'm going to come back in and check in with you and see how that goes. We'll look at what yesterday was, because I'm going to pull up those anyway and see how many Libby and Pascal, their effectiveness. So, you know, when it's somebody like Pascal who doesn't do that at all, like he doesn't bring the products up at all, I know that he doesn't, you got to do more work. So you got to do more. So bringing the products over and setting them right in front of him with the guests there, you know, includes him in that part of the conversation. So okay. How is your journey going?
Pretty good. I mean, just trying to build like the relationship with clients, and just trying to like coming back, like the visit, like just rescheduling basically. Just having a conversation with them too. It's kind of hard to have a conversation when I'm blow drying because my blow dryer is super loud.
Yeah, sure.
And it's like, they'll be talking and I'll be like, I don't know what they're talking about.
Of course,
So
yeah. You're working on your craft.
Yeah. And so I'll try to like communicate then and there when I'm like blow drying with them. But when it comes to like, the shampoo bowls, when it comes to like shampooing them and stuff like that, I would try to like talk to them and be like, hey, like, how was your weekend? You know, what did you do this weekend? What's your plan? Just basically just asking them questions about themselves, basically.
Yeah, okay. Learning about them then.
Yeah.
Made me think of a question I just wanted to ask you when you said that. Learning about them. You said shampoo, blowout. Oh, this is what it was. What is your, when somebody says, how long have you been here? How long have you been in the business? When they ask about you, what do you tell them about you?
When they tell me like how long I've been working here, I tell them, like, I've been working here for like a year now, but it just feels like I've been here forever. But I do tell them like, but before I came here, I was at another place for like 2 years and stuff like that. So they were actually today, Carol, my first client, I think, she was the one that asked me like, like, how long have you been here? And I told her like, I've been here for a year, and I've been 2 years before I came here. And she was like, do you like it here? I'm like, yeah, no, I like it here. It's a lot of opportunities that, you know, can't really like turn down. So yeah, that's basically.
So what's good sometimes is helpful is, so you may be newer here, but technically you've been in the business for 4 years. You know, if you count your year in school counts. You know, sometimes people don't say that, but you have experience with that. So you've been in the business. I've been in the business. You're still young and have 4 years experience already. That's a big deal. It adds a lot of credibility. I've been in the business for 4 years, because really you have, from day one of school. As soon as you signed up for school, you were in the business.
Yeah.
So you know, that is a part of your history too. Like 4 years is a long time for somebody your age. That's a big deal. I've been doing hair for 4. I've been around this. It is a long time. How old are you?
22, turning 23 this month.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's most of your adult life. You know, that's pretty cool. This month?
Yeah.
Oh wow, big month. Okay.
It's literally at the end of the week.
Oh.
the 26th.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a part of your, you know, relationship building. Like you've been in the business 4 years. You know, you've been you were an apprentice and an associate with Lisa, you know, the director. Not everybody gets to say that. It's a big deal in adding to your credibility of who you are for the business. So just some little things that you should recognize yourself for when you're speaking, because it's not bragging. It's like saying, I've been doing this for 4 years. I was an associate apprentice with Lisa, the stylist director. Not everybody gets to be that, you know. So you're one of the lucky ones that gets to be that. So, and you know, Lisa thinks I'm great at blowouts. Lisa thinks I'm great at haircut. Lisa thinks I'm, you know, whatever she says about you, because I know she says a lot about you.
Right.
It's okay to share about that and to tell people that too. So, and then when you're talking about you know, it's okay to let your guard down a little and expose your, you know, like to be authentic with people, to be, you know, even though they might be 2 generations and you're shy, you don't want to say anything. You're a, you know, you busted your butt to be where you are. You chose this program. You were out in the world and you chose here to go through the program and be great with that. So not everybody's willing to do that. So that says something about you. And they know that about you too, because people have been coming here a long time. They know, okay, well, must be something about you that you're here and they chose you and you chose them. And so you have a lot to hang your hat on as far as your badass. Okay? Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to share about that?
No.
Okay. You survived. Your makeup looks great. Did a good job.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So it's real simple, painless. Just your takeaways from this past Monday.
Okay. So this past Monday, for me, like the biggest thing was, especially with season coming around, we get so busy, you kind of get like lost. You're just trying to like get through the day. You have so many clients, and Monday was like a good reminder to stop, make sure we're executing the 6 steps. Everything will go smoother when you do it that way. And that's like from an assistant standpoint. And then as a stylist standpoint, on Monday, what I took away kind of helped me is I'm newer to the floor. So when I do a blow dry, it's a good blow dry, but it might not be the best blow dry someone's ever gotten before. But if I do the 6 steps and I do that the best I can, I will still stand out, you know, in that sense. Like, not that it makes up for the service, but it is part of the service and it helps create the service better as a whole. It's like not just about the blow dry, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a great distinction. I really love that you made that distinction, because I think that's brilliant, because you know that your blow dry is at a certain level and other blow dries are at a higher level, at another level. You know, you aspire to be there, but you are where you are and you're working on that. But to recognize that, listen, I can give in the 6 steps, supplement those areas where, like, okay, if it's good, and oh gosh, whose blow dry do you love? Whose blowout do you love?
David's.
Yeah, like oh gosh, I want this to be a David blowout. It's close, but it's not it. You know, like whatever you have inside. But the 6 steps, like you said, like it gives that. So when those things are done, just exactly like you said it, I built a rapport. I've done everything outside of that with that guest. So, I'm working on it, and they probably know that I'm working on it, because they know I'm not David yet, but I'm working on that, and I've done all the other things that add to the experience of that guest. Really love that you said that, because it's so much more than just nailing the blowout. The blowout's great; it's super important, but it's not the only thing. And when those other things are there, the rapport and the relationship is different, and then there's more grace for whatever happens. So really, I love
and a lot of times I feel like that's almost more important to people. They come here for an experience. So I could do an incredible blow dry, but if I don't nail the 6 steps or I'm not personal, or I don't build that experience, it's like, I almost personally, I'd rather have an okay blow dry and have a better experience. So.
And that's very, very critical. It's like, because the 6 steps really are building a relationship. I mean, they're steps, but they occur inside of a relationship that you're building. So they're part of building the relationship. So that relationship and the experience, they fill in they create the experience part. That's what it is. Because there's not. We were just talking about, Zach had me do this little video clip of the 6 steps, and they're so not sequential. It's not like in order. The only thing that really is in order is the greeting, because that's when they come in, but everything else is sort of incorporated on top of each other.
Yeah.
You know, the consultation includes some of the at-home maintenance. It includes when are they coming back. You know, so they're all happening holistically in the whole conversation, part of the rapport and the relationship that you build with people. So there is, you know, getting a great blowout is a deal. My father used to say it all the time. He would say, you know, he would see people who did not superior work, okay work.
Yeah.
You know, he had an eye for like who was a great cutter, but he would see people who were mediocre cutters because he could tell, he knew
Yeah.
who the good ones and the great ones were. But they had a way with people that was
Mm-hmm.
so extraordinary that people were willing to forego the best haircut.
Yeah.
He would see them be wildly successful because they had this rapport and this relationship and this
Yeah.
way with people that had them still be great at being in this business, but maybe not the best haircut.
Yeah.
So I love that you make that distinction. I think it's really great and an important thing for people to see and understand that it's a part of it. Because you know we're measuring, you know, like every guest, I got to look and see, like, is it staying in? Because it goes out of existence pretty quickly. I know it happens. It's just like it gets busy and you know,
Yeah.
the steps get dropped. So since Monday, did you work yesterday? No, you
No,
don't work Tuesday,
no.
right? Okay. So today, who are you working for today?
I worked with Paula and Ludby today.
Okay. And have you had a conversation with every guest about the products that you're using and why you're using them and brought the product to the front?
Yep. So I went ahead and before the day started, I talked to Ludby and Paula and I let them know how I would be approaching it.
Okay.
I brought the product directly to them.
I love it,
talked
to the
about
station.
it.
Yeah.
To the
Okay, good.
station.
We already started that.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Because I took that away from Monday too, and I was like,
Yeah,
"That's
yeah.
a fantastic idea."
It is, yeah.
So I did that today. I kind of would talk about it at the shampoo bowl, but then I would come by and then just like when I noticed that they had a second, I'd be like, "Oh, by the way, this is a product I use,"
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
just set it there.
Beautiful.
I don't, go too deep, and then. At that point, if they bring it up, then Ludby or Paula can talk about it more and maybe
Yeah.
recommend even more styling products, as an addition to just the shampoo and conditioner I use. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because that kind of interrupts the normal flow anyway, because it's different. Like, why is she just
Yeah.
dropping those off right there? Well, she is, because that's
Yeah.
what she recommended. So it includes them in that conversation.
Yeah. And what I changed halfway through the day, we have the samples now, and I brought them just so it was like less invasive since it is a small workstation. So they were still there. They were still seeing them.
Yeah.
But it wasn't taking up too much. It wasn't interfering with the stylist.
Yeah, great.
Their work.
Okay,
So.
awesome. I love that you took that on and are doing that, because that's something that came out of this experiment in the last week between Jen and Eliza, and I'm glad they brought it up on Monday. I'm glad you took it up to do it, because it adds more. First of all, it gives the guest a chance to look at it the whole time. They
Yeah.
get to see it, and it creates more conversation about it because now it's in front of them, and they get to back up whatever you said
Yeah.
at the shampoo bowl. So
And it feels
cool.
more genuine because that is a product I used, and I use that because I stand behind that product, and then it less of like, here, you should buy this, like at the front when
Yeah.
they're trying to leave.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
very
yeah.
genuine, and it's like we do want you to use this product because it will help the maintenance of your hair, and like it's for a reason. It's not just
Yeah.
to push it on people. So
Yeah.
it just feels more genuine that way.
I agree. I love that. Super cool. What's your favorite product and why?
I like the Moisture and Shine shampoo. That's what I have at home. For me, I just like the Indulge conditioner because for me, it doesn't leave my hair feeling like really heavy. And I don't get greasy. I normally get really greasy pretty fast,
Okay.
and I don't have like an issue with that. I feel like it's just a light shampoo and not a really heavy conditioner, so it just works for me and my lifestyle and my hair. And
Moisture
I like
and
it.
Shine.
The pink, and it smells really good.
And it smells
Every
awesome.
time I use that on someone, they make a comment about how good it smells.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. That's the one. That's the smell usually gets people. Like, that's
Yeah.
always good, right? It's like it's like kind of the thing that they remember with that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great. What was one of the other ones? What do you need from me? Is there anything you need from me in your journey or us from the?
I couldn't really like pinpoint that because I'm learning as I go too. Like this is my first time going through this whole experience in this industry, so it's like I almost don't know what I need. I'm just kind of
Okay.
as I go, I'm like, oh, or until I get it, I don't realize I needed it almost. Does that make sense?
Yep. Sure.
So,
Sure.
but,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Well, let me know if you get to that place where I thought I was going to get this, or I thought this was going to happen, it didn't happen, or
Yeah.
anything that comes up.
Okay.
Cool. Great.
Awesome.
You did
Thank
super.
you.
Thanks. Good job. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.